there. I'm Jamie McGonagill with Ocala Equine Healing, and today we are at the beautiful Acorn Farm in Ocala, Florida, and today we are doing the second healing session for Laylallee, which in a big surprise to me is now her registered name. And the reason why I say that as a big surprise is that normally when babies get nicknames, their eventual registered name is something very different. But Laila got to keep her name, so that's very exciting. We are in a different barn on the farm today, as you can see, and so our visibility with Laila is a little bit lower than last time. You can see her in there. Just like her first healing session, she's allowed to move around as needed during the healing session. Sometimes she'll be more visible to you, sometimes she'll be less visible to you. It's okay, it's still working for her. If by any chance you missed Laylallee's first healing session, I'm going to post it at the end of this video, and you can click the link and you can watch it for yourself so you can see for yourself how she was able to progress from her first healing session in May to her second healing session in July. So, an update since her first healing session. Most yearlings, when they're in a healing process with Ocala Equine Healing, we like to leave about 3 weeks to about a month in between their first session and their second healing session. Layla's owner has been busy. It's been a very busy couple of months in the yearling thoroughbred world. And so it's been about 6 weeks since her first healing session. Her first session was on May 24th, and today is July 16th. So we've had a longer gap than normal, but she has had the opportunity to work with her healing recording from her first healing session off and on, and this week definitely. So she's had kind of an unusual journey for a yearling. But we have good news. Today we're here to work with her left eye. As you'll remember, in her first healing session it had been injured, there had been surgery, and now what we have is pretty minimal scarring. So that's the first thing we're working with, is her left eye to help reduce the scarring, help improve visibility. The second issue we have is her attitude. If you'll remember, in her first healing session, Layla's big issue was aggression. She was striking at her trainers, striking at her owners. And now what we have is more what we would call an impatience or an intolerance. She's irritable, but she's not aggressive. So that's the second thing we're here to work with. And the third symptom we're here to work with today is a chip in her left hind ankle. It's a chip that doesn't seem to need surgery at this point. She hasn't been experiencing lameness, but it is something that we'd like to ask the angels to help us work with so it doesn't cause lameness down the line in her career. So we have scarring in the left eye, we have an impatient and irritable attitude, and we have the chip in the left hind ankle. And that's what we're here to work with today. If you have more questions about my work that aren't answered by this healing demonstration, I highly recommend that you go to ocalaequinehealing.com. There are client testimonials, there are more videos, there are explanations of the work that I do, and that can be very helpful for you to decide if this is something that would be helpful for your horses. Just a quick reminder before we get started, when the energy gets moving, it's common for me to yawn, it's common for my eyes to run, my nose can sometimes run. All of these are normal symptoms of energy moving in the physical body. My eyes sometimes move around in my head. It's okay, it's a good sign that the energy is moving. And so if those kinds of things freak you out, this might not be a healing modality that you're interested in. But if you think you can handle it, stay with us. We're about to do a healing demonstration for Laylallee. Today is Friday, July 16, 2021. Today is Laylallee's second healing session, and today we're here to heal the root causes of a pattern of scarring in the left eye. We also have a behavioral pattern of irritability, impatience, not working well with her human companions. And finally, we have a bone chip in the left hind ankle. And we're here today to heal the root causes of those symptoms and whatever they represent in such a way as to align Laylallee with her soul plan, with her destiny, so she can live the life that she came here to live. Okay, Laila, this is only your second healing session. And I know that your recording has been playing off and on kind of spottily, so I acknowledge there are probably some gaps in your understanding of what's going on. The first thing for you to know, and probably the most important thing for you to remember throughout this process, is that the presences who are speaking to you in this healing session today are, for the most part, likely to be your own guardian angels, those really big presences upstairs who know you and love you better than anybody else in the whole world. And so if they give you a different way to think about something, or if they give you a different way to try dealing with an experience in your life, it's really worth dealing with that experience, okay? Now, it's also possible that throughout the course of this healing session, we might have the opportunity to connect in with much, much bigger guardian angels who you might think of as archangels. That's often how people refer to that kind of quality of presence. If that happens, I'm going to try to identify who it is and what group they're responsible for that you're a part of, so that you understand who is speaking and that you understand more and more about the connections that are possible for you to access in your life. There we go. Now, Laila, the second most important thing for you to know is that some people who were born under the circumstances in which you were born are born with a very clear destiny, a very clear soul plan, a very clear life that they were born to live. Hi, sweetheart. And so what we're working to do is to heal the root causes of the problems in your life, that which is actually keeping you from living your destiny, so that you can live your destiny, so you can become exactly who you were born to become. So this does not mean that I can turn you into a winner if you're not born to be a winner. It does not mean that I'm here to alter the course of destiny as the angels laid it out. What it means is we're here to get you aligned with destiny as the angels laid it out. All right, pal, I hope that makes sense. There we go. Now, what I'm starting to do, and Laila, honey, you should be starting to feel, is I'm starting the process of softening my own energy body and starting to merge in with your energy body. And you should be starting to feel a warm, tingling sensation moving through your physical body. There you go. You should be starting to feel a calming sensation starting to move through your emotional body. And you should be starting to feel a clearing sensation starting to move through your mental body. Just a reminder, Laila, there you go. In this work, I do not read your mind. I do not see your thoughts. I actually am not looking at anything you don't want me to look at. What's happening right now is it's becoming more and more possible for your own guardian angels to feel how it feels to be living your life inside of your experience of sentience, how it feels to be you. There we go. Another reminder, Laila, that the healing energy is being imprinted into this audio recording. And after I leave here today, I'm going to send this audio recording to your owners, to your trainers, and they're going to play this recording for you every other day so that you can listen to it, or as close to every other day as possible. Schedules happen, disruptions happen. But every time you work with this healing recording, your job is to really work to connect in with this energy over and over again, and you should be able to heal over and over again. And if right now you're in some future moment and you're not able to feel this almost electrical sensation moving under the skin of your body, stop whatever you're doing, take a deep breath in and out, and intend to come right back into this now moment. And you should be able to come back over and over and over again. Now drawing the focus down, down, down to the base of the feet, out through the base of the feet, starting to open up the doors underneath the energy body. And the really cool thing about this follow-up session is that your first healing session that we filmed was the very first session we had ever done here at the Acorn Farm. We had worked with your owners and trainers, but at other facilities. And this was our first session on this piece of land. And since then, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe other healing sessions with other members of your herd, with other humans you work with, one of your trainers. Like, we've done some work to get the angels into this piece of the world. And now we can feel how much easier it is to get that toroid of energy spinning every time. It gets easier and easier and easier. The more times the angels have been able to get to this place to help the presences who live here. And so it's very cool to be able to capture on film. And I hope if there are psychic people working through this healing demonstration that they're able to feel the difference between the first healing session and this session. It's very cool. Now merging the energy bodies together more deeply. Let's get that toroid of energy spinning up through the feet, up the backs of the energy body, really getting that toroid spinning. Opening up the energy body higher, higher, higher. Let's stretch through an even higher door in the sky, opening up that trap door above the farm. Higher, 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 with the intention that every time this recording plays, there we go, that doorway to the angels gets taller and taller and taller. So it's easier and easier and easier for the angels to get all the way down here to help the horses at this farm. Now merging the energy bodies together more deeply. And if you're watching, you might notice I'm backing up a little bit. Normally in these healing sessions, I'm actually facing the horse. Hi, Laila. Hi, sweetheart. And so it's pretty, it makes sense that I would start to back up closer and closer to the horse throughout the session. There we go. Now getting that toroid spinning and drawing the focus to the heart chakra. And we remember that the heart chakra was a pivotal part of your healing process in the first session. So let's really merge in and start to open up the doors at the front of the heart chakra. There we go. That energy point right in the center of the chest. There we go. Good work, Laila. And start to open up those doors at the front of the heart chakra. Wider, 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 wider. Awesome. Big improvement since your first healing session. Much clearer, much more open. And now calling up to the guardian angels who are responsible for Laylallee way up there. There we go. Asking those guardian angels if they're willing to send a river of higher vibration healing energy all the way in through the front of this open heart chakra. There we go. That higher vibration energy moving through the front of the heart chakra, expanding that heart chakra all the way around, really expanding that heart chakra, and now exhaling out the back. Creating a river of higher vibration healing energy all the way in the front of that heart chakra, flushing down into the riverbed of the heart chakra, and now exhaling out the back, flushing that river through the heart chakra. Now drawing the focus to the back doors of the heart chakra, opening wide those doors, calling up to Laylallee's own guardian angels and asking them to send a river of higher vibration healing energy all the way in through the back of the heart chakra, expanding it, and now exhaling out the front. There we go, letting that river flow in the back and out the front of the merged heart chakra. There we go. Now we've got that kind of opened up. We're going to draw the focus vertically again, reaching down through the feet, out the base of that vertical pillar of the energy body. You're doing great, honey. And flushing that toroid of energy through the vertical pillar and out the top of the head. There we go. Flushing that enormous vertical pillar. There's a lot of debris starting to move up and out, which I remember from your first healing session, how your energy body is really receptive when we get the toroid spinning, and you just start letting go of debris, which is fantastic. It's actually a faster process than a lot of people are willing to go through. And this is the wonderful thing, one of the angels is saying, this is the wonderful thing about working with yearlings, is that they're not really fully formed in who they are as people yet. They haven't made a lot of hard decisions about how they will or will not respond to situations in their lives. And so if we work with them in this young age to get them used to making positive changes over and over again in their conscious minds and in their lifestyle, oh man, it just makes the whole life so much easier. Beautiful. Now finding the exact intersection point where the heart chakra meets the vertical pillar of the energy body in Laylallee's energy body. Let's find that exact intersection point and start to build a critical mass of higher vibration healing energy from her own guardian angels, really building that critical mass until it pops. There we go. Creating a bubble all the way around all of us and expanding that bubble all the way around the entire barn, around the entire farm itself. Whew, there we go. And around everywhere that Laylallee lives and works, including all of it inside that bubble, inside that sacred space, and now really claiming it, claiming the interior of the bubble as sacred, safe, private, healing, learning, growing space. Wow. Its clear-only presences we invite in are welcome to join us. All others either move around the outside of the sacred space, or if they break in, they're breaking divine law. And much, much bigger eyes than are watching them. Much, much bigger hands will be able to reach in and yank them out if they want to. And the reason we say this, Laila, is there isn't a whole lot that we of this density, you and me, can do to keep astral bad guys out of our living space, out of our lives. But what we can at least do is say very clearly that we intend for it to be sacred space, and then it's a little more embarrassing for somebody if they break in with bad intention. It's just a little bit more awkward for the ghosts to be outwardly unpleasant. So at the very least, we can have that disclaimer on the table, beautiful, and having the intention that every time this recording plays, this sacred space gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And now let's start to pulse the healing vortex all the way through the space. For Laylallee and for all the presences here on the farm, starting to clear away everything that's being released. The moment it's being released, leaving us in continual clear sacred space, and exhaling out the top of the head past that first group of guardian angels, trying to get up to their supervisory guardian angels way up there, opening that door taller. Now merging the energy bodies together and reaching up to Laylallee's own higher soul. There we go. There we go, finding that higher soul way up there and asking the higher soul for permission to do this work with the energy body today, offering that higher soul right now the opportunity to place any limitations on the work and know that they will be honored. We won't open any doors you don't want us to open. We won't go down any hallways you don't want us to go down. Letting the higher soul know that you are safe in this process. There's the access. Beautiful. You're doing great. Merging the energy bodies together more deeply, reaching up higher, higher, higher through Laylallee's own personal guardian angels. Higher, higher, higher. I remember this now. In your first healing session, there was a big assignment in your soul plan to process a large amount of karma It was bad karma, and it had to do with your family. And there's this group of guardian angels who that assignment is something that is very interesting to them. So we're going to reach through that room to their supervisors just to be safe, because I remember now, I can feel in the energy body that assignment still alive in your life, and it's likely to be alive in your life for the rest of your life, and that's wonderful. And when we get out of this life, hopefully there's going to be a whole lot of good karma for having participated in that. Now, reaching up to those guardian angels and asking them, what do we do now to heal the root causes of the scarring in the eye? There we go. The root causes of this behavioral pattern of impatience and intolerance. That's a good way to say it, right? And how do we heal the root causes of that chip in the left hind ankle? Beautiful. And they're starting with that bone chip, which is exciting and not where I saw this going. And if we remember in your first healing session, there was a whole segment, this is all coming back when we get into the energy body, there was this whole segment about how you had fallen sideways on your life path, that energetic structure of the life you're born to live. You had fallen sideways and kind of skidded enough that your physical body was starting to take damage from it. And in your last healing session, we started to work to align you with your actual life path, but there's still something off with this left hind leg, and it's a big, heavy thing, which is really exciting. I wish I had it shown on camera. I'm sorry, pal. Maybe we'll figure out a way later. So merging the energy bodies together, reaching up to those guardian angels and starting to feel the energy ouch in that left hind leg. The ouch, to make clear, honey, it doesn't mean that it's supposed to be hurting in your physical body. It's just such a big disruption in the energy body that it felt painful to me as the facilitator to feel that big shift. I hope that didn't freak you out. There we go. So now let's start to work with that energy in that left hind ankle that's underneath what's causing that bone chip. Here we go. And it still feels like a life path issue. And you know what this might feel like. I'm going to have to babble it out. I might have to back up and correct myself. It might feel like the feeling of it's not that we're far away from the life you're supposed to be living, but we're at a lower vibration. We're kind of living at a lower frequency. The life you're supposed to be living is up here, and we are like here. There we go. And so probably what's happened is that the chip has stopped getting worse because we've aligned closer to the life path, but it hasn't started to noticeably, visibly improve. We stopped the bad slide, the down slide, and now we've got to get it going up again. And the best way to get it to go up again is to get your life aligned with the life you're actually supposed to be living at that vibrational level. And you can think of it, honey, kind of like, I don't know if you've seen a human with braces in this life, with orthodontic braces, but it feels like you have memory of it from before. So I'm going to ask you to kind of connect in with that awareness that you've had from previous lives, because I know you've seen it before, somebody with braces on their teeth. And little by little by little, their orthodontist is moving their teeth into the right place. If we try to jam the teeth into the right place in a single day, it will not work. We have to move them, let them adjust. Move them, let them adjust. Move them, let them adjust. And probably for us, it's going to be a similar process to get you aligned with that life path you're supposed to be on, that vibration, that spot, that frequency of the life. And so before you were like, over here. Is that on camera? Yes, it is. And now you're like here, and we've got to get you to be here. Okay? So now let's really merge the energy bodies together really deeply so we're not leaving anything behind. Beautiful. You are doing an awesome job. Okay, and now asking for Laylallee's own guardian angels, if they're willing, to help us figure out how to get her from where she is now as close to being on the life path as we can get her today, in such a way as to really heal that chip in the left hind ankle and whatever it represents. All right, Laila, merging the energy bodies together, flushing that enormous toroid of energy through the vertical pillar. The best thing I can think of is if we use that life path like a dock, as if we were swimming in the water and we needed to get up onto that dock, and we're just going to try to pull ourselves onto that life path. And what's helpful in this moment is for you to feel inside the cells of your body, your own destiny. You can feel the vibration of the life that you were born to live, and it hums inside of you like you are the musical instrument that can create that sound over and over again. If you are tuned properly, you can make that song. Now we're going to use that, and we're going to work with the law of attraction, and we're going to get our hand all the way up onto that vibration of the life that Laylallee was born to live. There we go. And now, the most important thing for you in this moment, now that we are holding kind of the tuning fork of the song of you, and we're holding the top of the vibration of where you're supposed to be, is you have got to start to work to be willing to let go of that which is holding you back from getting up here where you need to be. There we go, because there's always heavy baggage. Even for a yearling, all of us come into the lives that we're currently living carrying a whole bunch of baggage from previous lives, from between lives, from familial promises. And in your case, you have literally bad karma that we've been working through for your family. There we go. So let's just really try to set the intention to let go of the baggage that we're able to let go of today. And you don't have to look too closely at it. We can do it by vibration, because sometimes when we turn around to look too closely at what we're letting go, that's what draws us back. It's like Orpheus and Eurydice, if that's a myth that you're familiar with from previous lives. And so you can't turn around. You've got to just keep looking forward. Now, holding the song of your soul plan, really merging so we're not leaving parts of you behind. Finding way up there that vibration of the life path that we're supposed to be on, really actually in this life, and reaching up to the guardian angels responsible for Laila, because I do not intend to align with some kind of fictional fantasy life path that's not going to actually get you into the successful life you're meant to have. Okay, and now with the intention of, what's the word when ships do it? It maybe is jettisoning. It's like letting go of the baggage that's holding you back. We're going to start to move up ever so gently, and you can start to feel the shift probably in your physical body even. We're going to start to move the vibration of the life. Awesome, good girl. Move the vibration of the life closer, higher and higher to get up to where it's supposed to be, keeping one eye kind of on that back left ankle. There we go. And now trying to align the vibration of the soul plan with the life path, moving your energy body up, higher onto the top of the life path, climbing onto that dock as if we were pulling you out of the water, onto that life path, onto that structure of the life that Laila is meant to live. And now we know something new, that left hind leg is a weak point in the energy body, where if you're going to get dragged off your life path, and everyone has the weak points, don't freak out. Everyone has their chronic illness point, their chronic injury point. Here we go, baby. This is going to be one of yours. If you're going to get pulled off your life path, it's going to start at that left hind ankle. And so to be aware of that, and whenever you feel symptoms in that left hind ankle, there you go. To assume, I have probably fallen off of where I'm supposed to be. I am probably out of alignment with the life that I'm supposed to be living. And then it becomes really tricky because in this life you're a horse, and I can't help but notice that you're a horse. And so you don't get to make a lot of the day-to-day decisions of your life in the way that most humans are able to. But what you are able to choose is your attitude. And they talk to you about this in your first healing session, they say, and it feels absolutely true, so I'm not going to argue with them about that. There we go, merging the energy bodies together, really pulling that left hind leg, there you go, onto the life path. And now turning to face as close to forward as we're able to get today. And sometimes the future feels scary and it's not easy to turn forward. Sometimes, there you go, good turn, pal. Sometimes it's not even possible to turn forward, but we're going to try as much as possible, really merging in, really aligning with Layla's own guardian angels. There you go. And let's start to turn to face forward and stretch that energy body way up to those guardian angels. There we go. And asking if those guardian angels are willing to reach all the way through that energy body, down through that left hind leg, and bring that left hind leg up onto the life path, matching the vibration. There you go. The life path itself, beautiful, in such a way that we can let go of the baggage that's been caught in that leg, let go of the weight that's been holding that leg down. That's a big difference. Now merging more deeply, and we remember your eye injury. What the angels said in your first healing session was that was part of a process of processing familial bad karma that you agreed to work through before you were born in this life. Hi, darling. And so almost certainly what's underneath that scarring, and we're still working with that left leg, they're just moving on to the next point while we're doing the kind of quiet backroom stuff. They're saying the important point about that eye is to really find over and over and over again how it is a gift to have an unusual scarring in the eye. There we go. And they talked about this in your first healing session, about how it's an opportunity for you to trust your other senses along with your sight. There we go. And all of that is just kind of an attitudinal thought for you to have. Meanwhile, why don't we merge deep into the energy body, get a hold of the next layer of familial bad karma, of familial heavy energy that we promised to clear, merging in really deeply. There we go, especially with that left eye that is a site of clearing for these issues. There we go. Now let's start to clear the next round of bad karma all the way up out of Laylallee's energy body, and really intending to do it for that whole group she represents, be it her family, I think it is, and it might be your mother's side of the family, matrilineal. It doesn't feel like it has to do with your sire. There we go. Merging in and merging through time also, because almost certainly there have been waves and waves and waves of bad karma that we've been supposed to be clearing in the time in between your first session and now that we haven't done for various reasons. And so let's really try to catch up and then even get a little bit ahead of where we're supposed to be. What we'd like to get to the point where we have enough of the old bad karma cleared that we can look straight down the life path and see a clear path ahead of us, so that we don't see, and there's another injury for me to process, there's an illness for me to process. We'd like to get this bad karma processed the simple way. It's not necessarily the easy way, because it does require you to let go of a lot of things you might want to hold on to. But my friend, it takes much less pain and much less time than going through series of injuries, series of illnesses, series of career disappointments. Let's just do it now. There. Hi, darling. You're doing great. Oh, wow. Your eye really does look very much better. Awesome. And now intending to clear it straight up through the part of the energy body that includes that eye, through Layla's energy body, to those supervisory guardian angels who are responsible for the group that originally assigned the karmic clearing assignment to her. There we go. Over and over again, getting round after round after round. There we go. The bad karma that she agreed to clear in this life. Flies are crazy in the barn today. It's wild. Layer after layer after layer, clearing them up and out. There we go. And the reason we send it to those supervisors of the ones who gave the assignment is so that over and over and over again, they can check it off on the soul contract that she made a delivery of processed bad karma today, and then she made a delivery of processed bad karma the next time this recording plays, and you actually engage with it. We can't fool them upstairs, they'll know if you haven't really gone for it. There we go. And so every time there's another check mark, another check mark, and another check mark. And if we really work hard with this, if we really dedicate ourselves to this assignment, I'm really hoping we can get through a lot of it by the time you're 2 years old. And by the time your racing career starts, maybe, we can get to the point where a lot of the really debilitating possibilities are gone and out of your life. Now merging the energy bodies together more deeply, continuing to let go of the baggage that's keeping you from that life path. Continuing to pull that left hind leg more and more and more into that vibration, onto that level of the life you were meant to live. Sending more and more and more of that processed bad karma out through where the eye is, using that to open up the door in the sky higher and higher and higher to those guardian angels way up there. Okay, let's see how we're doing on time. Awesome. Okay, before we head toward the closing process, let's ask the guardian angels if there's anything to be done about the attitude. And we have a lot of gratitude that Laila is not as aggressive as she was when we first worked together, and she was really kind of a dangerous case. And now she's not. There's just still this kind of hardness of being and a quickness to irritability. And let's ask the angels, is there anything we can do right now to heal the root causes of that attitude pattern and whatever it represents in such a way as to align Laila with her destiny? This could be it, Laila. Are you listening, pal? Yes, awesome. This could be it. The secret to having a good attitude for the rest of this life is connected to this process of over and over again clearing the bad karma, because every time you clear a layer of bad karma, what's actually leaving your experience is trouble, is danger, is bad things that would have happened to you. When you took this assignment, what you were really taking is an opportunity to, by your own actions, more or less, guarantee less pain in your life than you would have had otherwise. And so sometimes you can get upset and you can think, and they talk to you about this in your first healing session, I feel the memory in your cells. You can sometimes think, all these bad things happen to me, why? And what you're missing when you're looking at that in that way is all of the things that have not happened to you because of this work. And specifically, the angels are saying you could have lost that eye. And you didn't. Because of the angels, you still have visibility in that eye. Okay? There we go. And this is tricky attitude work because we are the ones it is hardest to see the issues in. It is hardest to look at ourselves. It's so much easier to see how other people are making mistakes in their life, you know? But this is crucial work for you to do, to over and over again, over and over again, over and over again, be aware of the accidents that haven't happened. Remember when you had a really bad fever right before your first healing session? That could have taken you out, and it didn't, and it was because of the big guys upstairs. There's no medical reason for you to have bounced back like that, okay? There, so instead of feeling like bad things happen to us and we don't deserve them, instead to start to feel so grateful for how limited the effects are. To feel so grateful that you have a job. You can actively take part in to process bad karma so that bad things don't happen to you more often. And then every day starts to feel like a series of opportunities for your life to get better and better and better and better. Every day is just a string of doors to greatness. Okay. All right. How are you doing? Let me see you. You look great. I'm so sorry we're in the barn where the camera can't see you very well, but you look great. You look zonked, but that's normal. Let's start the closing process, and if something else comes up, we can deal with it as it comes. Starting by correcting the errors, all the mistakes we made in this healing process today, really correcting them right now so we're not leaving any mistakes on the table. There we go, and there are always mistakes every single time. Every single session is just full of mistakes. That's the way it works. Correcting them right now. And now for the whole life, for Laylallee's whole life. Starting to correct the errors, all the mistakes. There we go. And it's beautiful because most of them really are mistakes of attitude. Most of them are just, you chose a bad way to think about something, and we all do this. But how wonderful that it's such an internal mistake that you are empowered to make the change that would need to be made for that mistake to be resolved in your life. Correcting those errors right now, so at least all the mistakes you make from this moment on are fresh, new, clean mistakes. Wow, there we go. Now let's start to include the omissions, everything that was left out of this healing process today, including it right now. So everything that was supposed to have been said can have been said. There's a shift. So everything that was supposed to have been done can have been done, at least included vibrationally. There we go. So this healing session happened exactly the way it was always destined to happen, exactly the way the angels had always lined it up for this moment in time, for this place in the world. Now, taking all the work that was done poorly and raising it up to well done with our own efforts, really starting to raise it up. And there's always poorly done work. Always. That is just the nature of the process. There, raising the vibration up to well done. You're doing great. And now raising the well done work as close to divine perfection as we're able to get it with our own abilities today. And we're aware I can't make anything divinely perfect, but I can make it as good as I can get it. And then I can ask those guardian angels who really don't have to show up and help us. They could just leave us here alone, and they don't. And wow, that is just something to be grateful for all the time. And let's ask if they're willing to make the work divinely perfect, to really heal this layer. And we acknowledge this is a long process. But to really heal this layer of the root causes of the scarring in the eye, of that chip in that left hind ankle. Whoa, there's a shift. And of this attitude of impatience, of intolerance, there, whatever those symptoms represent, so as to align Laylallee with her destiny, with her soul plan, with the life she was born to live. Awesome. Now wrapping the work, really sealing up the work that we've done today. Really sealing it all the way around, sighting up, out, through the top of the head. There we go. Sighting up through those rooms of guardian angels who are responsible for Laylallee, and through their supervisors. And we're going to try to get up to a third tier of guardian angels just to send the work to. There we go. And now sending the work up to them on that toroid of energy that spins through horse country, sending it all the way up to them, really spinning it up. Woohoo, there we go. Using that sending process to open that door to the angels, bigger, 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 all the way through this barn, all the way through this farm, and through wherever this recording is played. There we go. Now, drawing the focus to the sacred space we created at the very start of the healing session today, and starting to strengthen that sacred space all the way around, really strengthening it. Over and over again, every time this recording plays, all the way through the walls, through the roof, through the ground itself, so that over and over again this place becomes more sacred, more safe, more touched by the angels, more present in the light of the divine, over and over and over again. There we go. All right, Laila, honey, now we're going to start to separate the energy, all right? Hi, baby. I'm going to send your energy back to you. I'm going to call my energy back to me. I'm going to send everybody else's up to their own guardian angels to be sorted and sent back to them, so that everybody who was touched, who was present, who was a part of this healing session today will feel just a little bit better, even if they don't know why. Okay, here we go, everybody. We're going to start to separate the energy, sending Layla's back to her. There we go. Calling mine back to me, and sending everybody else's up to their own guardian angels to be sorted and sent back to them over and over again. And every time this recording plays, no matter where it plays, over and over again, separating Layla's energy back to her, hoo-hoo, calling my energy back to me, hoo-hoo, and sending everybody else's up to their own guardian angels to be sorted and sent back to them, so everybody gets a little piece of themselves back, maybe that they didn't even know that was being lost. All right, now sealing up that last opening in the sacred space that the separation happened through. Okay, I'm really sealing it up, leaving no tears, no holes, no openings in the fabric, nowhere that it's easy for bad guys to break in. There we go. Awesome work, Laila. Okay, sealing it up all the way around. There, just works better to seal it when I'm facing you. But we did pretty well facing the other way, didn't we? There you go, honey. Awesome. Okay, Laila, the most important thing for you to remember is probably that your attitude is the only thing you have control over. And so to find those moments where there was potential for really bad things to happen in your life, and be grateful for them by choice over and over again. And that might be the fastest way to get your life from the vibration where it is to the vibration where it's supposed to be, over and over and over again, until you're just living in that high vibration. You're just living, playing the song of your life out of the instrument of you. And that would be a really, really good thing. Okay, if you're still with us, that was great. That was a wild ride. I'm going to send this healing recording to Laylalee's owners. They're going to play it for her as close to every other day as their schedule allows. And every time it plays, she has the opportunity to go through these processes again, to heal in this way over and over and over again. And maybe she'll need a third session, and maybe she won't. And we'll just keep coming back. If you have any more questions, I highly recommend you go to my website, ocalaequinehealing.com. These are just a sample of symptoms that the angels work with, but so far we haven't found anything that they're not able to shake loose. Thank you for joining us today.